Are you having trouble with the Factorum Logistics Facility? If you are, this is the video for you because we're going to go through how to rate this facility. So let's get started. Alright, so one of the hardest Factorum raids is going to be the Logistics Facility, which is looking like this here. It has a lot of these supply crates, not necessarily cargo containers, but kind of makeshift cargo containers, but there is actual cargo containers here as well. A few of them. But I feel like this is a fairly difficult facility to take over. And why I say that, it is because when I do this, you see it's pretty much lighting up in red. So if you come across this unidentified signal, one of the main things you're going to run into initially is going to be a bunch of drones. So as you see here, we got M2 Barrage, an assault drone, a high-profile escort, and also a Factorum Reclaimer. And also surrounding the facility is these defense platforms, where there are, I believe, A, B, and C types here. I'm not sure what type A defense platform is, but B and C is going to be assault cannon turrets and then artillery turrets. So this is a B, C would be the artillery. So just gotta get through these by shooting down, of course, the assault cannon and the power or the ammo resource. But it is equipped with a defense AI block, so it is going to shoot at maximum range. So that's where the artillery one becomes very difficult to deal with. Alright, so once you get past all the defenses, the drones, the defense platforms, and everything like that, you still got to be a little bit mindful because there are still a few interior turrets within the facility itself. And of course, there's a self-destruct sequence, similar to the outpost. First things first, of course, is dealing with the turret. Let's just say this is the right side up kind of direction of the facility. And how can we tell if it's right side up? Well, basically kind of look for the supply piece up here where it's double stacked, or where you have two right here. So this is the top view. As you can see, when you go inside the building, you'll see the cargo is right side up, and also some computers and things are right side up if you go around the corner like so. So we're going to talk about it in this direction right here, or when you see the sparks shooting downwards, you're kind of looking in the right direction. I do have the turrets marked in GPS waypoint. So at the top here, you will see a turret right here towards the middle section of the platform. There's one down here. And then there's a interior turret inside the facility, right in the middle of the platform towards the inside. So underneath the first one we just discussed about. So if you enter through this section here, go through the doors, you see right there. So if you're not careful, as you see here, you could barely see it as you walk into the smoke. You're probably gonna get shot immediately. So you could probably quickly barge in and get close to it and run it down if you're gonna do it by hand, especially inside. So that takes care of the 3 interior turrets, and that should be it in terms of defenses. So you've gotten down everything else. Now it's the warheads. The warheads, that's the fun part. And we could work our way from down up if we need to. So on the bottom section of the facility, the warhead is going to be located near the cargo containers here. So you see the 2 cargo containers on the bottom section and next to the supply crates over there. You're pretty much going inside these little lanes, and then this little special box is hiding the warhead. So of course you want to grind that down, and I'll take care of the first one. The next one is fairly easy. It's going to be in the middle of the platform. So if we're going to talk about middle of the platform, that's this whole section right over here. There's one sticking out here, and it's the most obvious one. It's probably the first one you will ever see if you didn't watch this guide at all, because it's going to show you explosive danger, no fire, no sparks, watch out. And it's right over here. So grind that down. That takes you to the second one. And the next one in the middle is actually right next to that turret that we discussed just before, right inside. That's right next to the turret. So once you grind this turret down, you could have grinded this warhead down. So that takes care of 3 possible warheads. And once you got all 3 possible warheads, there's a 4th one up here in the top section. And this one's going to be located away from the cargo containers and things like that. So opposite of what you're seeing here and here is going to be right over here on the outside. It's between the 2 oxygen tanks. So come here, grind it down, and you've taken down the 4th warhead. But there's actually one more in there, which is not a warhead. So if you go down here in the bottom section, once again, and we took out the one outside, but there's a barrel inside. So you gotta be a little bit careful of that one as well. So going in from the one next to the cargo containers, enter the facility this way. And then right up this catwalk is going to be a explosive barrel. I already took it out by mistake, but it's just sitting here. It did look like it was going to detonate, so you have to take that one out as well. So I'll take care of the 5 explosives that's going to self-destruct within that sequence. So once you get that done, well, it's looting time. So first things first, it depends on which one you get. There's some variations to it. Right behind me is going to be some extra supplies. As you see here, we open this container up. You get rockets, you get a storage shelf. You got some more barrels with ice. You got barrels with iron or whatever variety it's going to be. And much, much more. The other variety would be having an assembler here instead. Which is why that explosive barrel is here. To destroy that Prototech or your extra supplies here. Other than that, you have all the other cargo containers outside. So these are more parts, basically. Some may have Prototech resources in there, some may not. But these containers are the more important thing. They're mostly cargo containers in here. But then if you open them up, some of them may actually be Prototech items. So here's a large grid Prototech battery just hiding in plain sight right over here. So you can easily grab that. But if we continue from this section here, go all the way to the opposite side, you're going to find a box hidden right here. And this is where you're going to find more Prototech that's kind of hidden. And it is going to be the Prototech refinery. And luckily it's just outside, so it's easy to kind of extract, just kind of remove the pieces that are stuck to it, like this and that. And you're good to go. And of course there's more loot, and you go up on the top. More shipments here, and we opened up a few. You'll see here we have a large grid Prototech gyroscope. We have cargo container here, and then you got more on the opposite side. So if we're looking through it, you'll see that we found actually a small grid Prototech thruster right over here. So the variation with the assembler in place of the extra supplies doesn't actually have the defense platforms, and in place of the platforms it's actually going to be like a ship platform or docking station for these extra drones. If we want to do a walkthrough of a tour of the facility itself, basically I would probably come in from the supply section here, enter through these catwalks. Let's explore the bottom floor first, where once we enter, we can walk through the middle to get upstairs. But in here, again, this is where the supplies are, or assembler is, where the barrel up here, which will explode. And opposite of that is going to be this bit of a control room with more supplies, more barrels, and things like that. And then, of course, that's basically the bottom piece of it. And then we head over to the middle section. Right, middle section, you'll be greeted by that turret that we disabled right in the middle. And of course, going around, get inside it. You got the armory here. You got the, again, turret and warhead walking down. And that's pretty much it in the central location. You got the armory, it looks like. So, freight here, more weapons. So, tons and tons of loot on that side of things. Enter this little small facility. You got a little armory as well. That's basically the middle section of the facility itself. And of course, on the opposite side of the middle facility, you get a little bit more barrels with some ingots, it looks like. Some more freights with some Prototech in there. And then lastly, once we get to the very top section, we can go through, let's just say, the cargo section of things. Right in here. Enter inside, you'll see more freights here. So tons and tons of loot. Well, surprisingly, that one didn't have anything. Then you got this little cargo crate here, which doesn't have anything either. Maybe I looted it, I'm not sure. And of course, you enter through the door right over here, which I'm just gonna take out this pipe work instead. And on top, you'll see more armory, surprisingly with level 3 or tier 3 items. Interesting. And basically, ooh, look, a toilet. And if you open up this door, you get a lot more mats as well. Bunch of ingots, possibly, and looks like some ice and some funding as well. And of course, you have the cargoes in the cargo containers and such. But that is the facility. A really nice looking facility. It looks huge, but it's actually not too big. But that is the logistics facility. Once again, I think it's one of the harder ones to get. It's kind of rare to even get it as an unidentified signal. But if you do get it, again, you're going to have to go through all the drones as you see that's light up here, minus that pirate vulture down at the bottom. But once you defeat all the drones, all the defense platforms, the interior turrets on the facility, disable the self-destruct sequence, you'll get a decent amount of Prototech that way. But unfortunately, it is going to be a tough fight. So if you have a great ship, multiple players to take out everything, that'll be more helpful. You probably need some drones to help out. So if you get all your turrets hitting weapons only, you should be able to disable everything here, including the drones, the defense platforms, and also interior turrets outside, and lastly, even the warheads. So you can shoot the warheads down before they explode. How much of the facility would you lose is kind of debatable. You're likely not going to lose a lot of stuff out, especially on the outside, down on the bottom and the top section. You probably lose some oxygen, so it's not that bad. The worst explosion is going to be that barrel that's inside, sitting next to the extra supplies, or possibly the assembler, the Prototech assembler. That's what the one you gotta be mindful of. But yeah, I hope this guide was helpful to learn about the logistics facility, how to take it over, and get your Prototech. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to drop a comment down below, even to say hi. And of course, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.